everyone, it's me, Carly, and today I'm making a video about the 10 bad things I don't like about living in Spain. Okay, so in case you've never seen me before, like I said, my name is Carly and I make videos about teaching English online, offline, and abroad. And this video is all about Spain. If you like this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. So in case you missed my last video, it was about how and why I've been teaching in Spain for the past 6 years. I originally lived in Murcia in the southeast region of Spain. Then I moved to Madrid, which is the capital, and I've been here for about 5 years and I love it. But there are definitely some things here that make me wanna go back to America, where I'm originally from. And I love Spain. It's amazing. It's great. The last video was all about positivity, rainbows, puppies. So be sure to check it out to see what I love about living in Spain. So even though I do love Spain, I think it's awesome, there are definitely some negatives to living here.
That's nasty.
Alright, so I'm gonna tell you my top 10 reasons why I think about going back to America, or like things that make me feel uncomfortable. Please just keep in mind that this is my personal opinion and everyone's experience in Spain is different. These are just the things that I don't like about living here. Okay, so topping the list at number 10 would definitely have to be customer service. Customer service in regards to like going out to eat, like if you gotta go to the bank, you know, just doing things on the day-to-day basis is not nice, because in general people here are not like saying hello, how are you. They're very like direct and straight to the point. What do you want? So for me it's quite different because I'm from the south, where, you know, when you go to a restaurant, the waiter or the waitress says like, hi, my name is Coco, and I'll be your server. They're like smiling, like very nice attitude. In Spain, it's not like that at all. It's also a part of their culture. It's not just because I live in Madrid. Madrid, I know, is probably worse than other parts of Spain, but it's not good. Number 9 has to be the availability of different goods and services. Just compared to the US, it is a lot harder to find many different goods and services that are readily available in the US. I mean, if you saw the grocery store that's like around the corner from my house, it is so small. Like it hardly has anything in it. And then even if I go to like a larger grocery store, the options just are really limited. They don't have so many different brands. They don't have so many different sizes. Sometimes I go to the grocery store and they're totally out of different products and I'm like, ah. So it's just a pain. It's a pain. Me in particular, I try to be really healthy. Check out my second to last video where I talk about how I made this transition to being healthier and having a healthier lifestyle. So I really have to shop around to get all the products that I want. I can't just go to one grocery store, or even 2 or even 3 grocery stores and find all the things I need. Oh, and another bad thing about availability of goods is technology. Technology here is significantly more expensive than in the US because of taxes. So I definitely always buy like my technology, my computer, my telephone in the US, and I just bring it over here, because otherwise you're going to be paying, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars extra for the exact same product. All right, number 8. Number 8, remember I said I've been living here 6 years. That means that I've had a ton of friends come and go. That's just the nature of life here in Spain. I think so many people come to Spain right after college to teach through the Spanish Ministry of Education. I have a video about that if you're interested in teaching for the Spanish Ministry of Education. And then they stay for 1, 2, 3 years and then they go. So all the time you're going to be making friends with people and they're going to be leaving. And yeah, there are other people who stay here long term, but remember, people have their lives. Sometimes people are getting married, having kids, so they're busy. Maybe they're moving to like the outskirts of the city, so it's not so easy to see your friends. So I would say like making long lasting relationships here is not as easy as I think it would be in the States, where, you know, people are gonna be like more settled down and whatnot. So that's definitely a downfall, because you need to have a support system of friends. But also it's painful, you know, when you make good friends with someone and then they go away, which has happened to me like quite often. I don't know why I'm smiling while I'm talking about that. I miss my friends. I mean, I have friends, but in my last video, I said that I love the Spanish no pasa nada attitude, because, you know, they're just super relaxed. You can go to work like a few minutes late and no one's going to be tripping about you being late. They're, you know, they're very understanding. They really get that, you know, people have lives, people have things come up. But on the flip side to that, the no pasa nada attitude means that sometimes things are really disorganized, people are really late. You can't really count on things to work the way you want them to work all the time. So I would definitely say the no pasa nada attitude is like good and bad and frustrating at the same time. Number 6 has to be the language, la lengua. Ugh, okay, obviously in Spain people speak Spanish. Yes, a lot of people do speak English. Okay, compared to like some other parts of Europe, they're definitely not at the same level. Like if you've ever been to Portugal or Germany, Spain's a bit behind in the English learning curve, which means that all the time you really need to learn Spanish. You really need to have a good level of Spanish in order to be successful and happy here. So that can be a bit, you know, difficult, because learning Spanish is not easy. And Spanish from Spain is totally different from like Spanish from Argentina. It's different from Spanish in Mexico. I studied Spanish for 2 years in college, and sometimes I just really feel like overwhelmed by the language, because I'll meet someone from a different part of Spain and they'll have a strange accent to me. They'll be using certain like slang, and I'll be like, oh, what are you talking about? So it's like the equivalent of if you've ever met a person from Wales that has like a strong Welsh accent and you're like, what? Yeah. So I don't know. I would just say that's probably a struggle, because obviously you want to be able to understand and have other people understand you all the time. So it's something you're definitely going to have to make a big effort to do if you don't already speak Spanish. All right, number 5 has to be that you are always going to be an outsider. No matter how long you live in Spain, no matter if you get Spanish citizenship, you're still going to be an outsider. They're never going to consider you to be Spanish. And because I am Black and I am not the idea of a Spanish person, even though there are Black people who were born and raised here in Spain, they perceive me as being foreign all the time, which also means I'm like target all the time for these like scams. I can't even tell you how many times I've been to the center of Madrid and people will try to scam me because they just see like, they think I'm a tourist, they think I'm a foreigner, they think I don't know any better. So that can be a bit frustrating, to live in a society and know that you're never going to be considered like a part of the society. You're always going to be considered a foreigner. Sometimes people, I don't even say anything to them at all, and they'll be trying to talk to me in English, and I'm like, what? I could be Dominican. I could be so many things where I speak Spanish, but they just kind of assume that I'm a foreigner and I speak English all the time. So that's really frustrating for me, and definitely number 5 on my list. All right, number 4 would have to be this Picaresca attitude Spanish people have. Picaresca, what does that mean? It means take what you can. Take what you can. Figure out a way to circumnavigate the rules so that you get what you want. I don't know why Spanish people are like that. I don't know if it's because they were living under a dictatorship for so long or what, but it's very frustrating sometimes how you can't have access to things that you should be able to have access to because other people take advantage of it. I'll give you an example. When I go to have my coffee, they do not just give me like the packets out on the stand. They don't just leave packets out. They don't leave the ketchup out. They don't leave condiments and stuff out because I guess people will take them. So you have to ask them like, can I have a sugar? Can I have Ketchup. I mean, not everywhere, but like a lot of cafes and stuff. It's like that. If you come here, if you experience living here, you'll totally understand what I mean by this. But Spanish people just definitely have this like, I'm gonna figure out how to follow the rules, but not follow the rules. Like find like the loophole in the rules, and sometimes it's really annoying. All right, number three. Number three has to be the bureaucracy. Oh, you see how I rhyme? Bureaucracy three. Okay. So bureaucracy here is a pain, a pain, a pain. If you need to get a student visa, if you need to renew your student visa, get a regreso, which is a like paperwork saying that you can leave the country and come back. Oh my gosh, it's such a pain. You have to pay taxes at particular banks before a certain time, go to particular police stations. You have to be on the internet at particular times to get appointments sometimes because it's just that competitive to get an appointment. It is just really a pain, the bureaucracy here. Very frustrating. I've had numerous experiences where I go to the like office to get like to turn in my, I'm like thinking all this stuff in Spanish, sorry. Okay, I go to an office to turn in paperwork, and my friend goes to the office to turn in paperwork. They ask my friend for different things than what they asked me for, even though we're from the same country, we're doing the exact same process. I mean, it just really depends on who you're talking to. Sometimes you can like schmooze them and they'll be like nice to you, but you know, it just depends who you're talking to. Maybe they're having a bad day, maybe they don't like your face, and they're gonna be like, no, you need this and this and this. And they send you home, and then you've got to go back to the office and try again, which is a huge hassle if you're trying to work and you know the office is open only during working hours. So the bureaucracy here is a pain in the head. And if you try to come here as a non-EU citizen, you will definitely see what I'm talking about. And even for EU citizens, they do have to do some paperwork also. So all right, number two, I probably should have said at the beginning, but it's that you need to be really careful talking about Spain to Spanish people. They do not like foreigners talking about their country. Case in point, check out these headlines and just know that Spanish people were going ape crazy about this joke. It's obviously satire, it's a joke, but the Spanish people were like really angry about it. They don't like you talking about Spain. Even though they will talk about Spain, they don't want a foreigner talking about Spain. So I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, but I've been nervous because I'm like, don't want any Spanish people, you know, coming for me because I'm talking about their country. I do love Spain, but I do think it's important that you critically analyze a country so that it can improve, so that things can get better. So I don't say these things from a negative place. I hope that whoever that is Spanish watches this and like has an open mind and heart about the things I'm saying. But yeah, you need to be careful talking about Spain to Spanish people. They don't like that. And the number one worst thing about living here in Spain for me personally would just be career growth and money. It's totally different from in the US. I don't feel like I have the same possibilities in terms of my career as I would in the US. I mean, the jobs that would normally be really high paying in the US are not high paying here, for example, which is why a lot of Americans continue to teach English here, even though they do have the possibility to work in other institutions. And I just feel like even though I, as an freelance in-company business English teacher, I earn a good salary here, it's still not very high compared to that of the US. So imagine that like in 10, 20 years, I want to go back to the US. I'm not going to have the same savings that I would if I was working in the US. I just don't have the same earning potential here, which is quite frustrating. But it's just the matter of their wages and the cost of living. Cost of living is lower here, but so are wages. So it's something you really need to think about if you are considering coming here long term. Like me, I've been here 6 years, and I obviously need to like weigh my options of like Do I really think I'm going to stay in Spain forever, long term? If I do go back to the US, am I going to be able to survive and have like retirement at a decent age if I continue working and living here as I am? So that would definitely be my number one con and the biggest reason for why I would go back to the US. I don't know if I'm going back to the US, when I'm going back to the US. I'm still like just living in the moment, living my life. I'm really enjoying Spain. I really love my job. I really love, so many things about living here, so many aspects about living here. So I don't know when I'm going to go back. These are all, cons for living here, but they're not big enough cons for me personally to go back. So anyway, those are my 10 cons for living in Spain after 6 years. I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. Check out the video information section if you are considering coming to Spain and if you would like to receive some personal consulting from me. I am now offering consulting to people who are interested in coming to Spain, as well as those who are thinking about getting into online ESL teaching and need like a bit more guidance besides what I have put in my videos. So anyway, yeah, be sure to tell me what you think below. Do you live in Spain? Have you been in Spain? If you do, tell me what you think are cons. If you think I missed any, do you agree with me, disagree with me? I would love to respond to all of your comments, so be sure to leave them below. Bye.